Hey guys, welcome back to Movie Talk. Here to talk about Morbius. It's bad. Not much of a shocker. Here's the thing. I had low expectations for this movie ever since it was announced. I didn't even care who was playing Morbius. I just don't like the character that much. I don't like him that much in the comics, and also from the 1990s animated Spider-Man series, I did not like him. Every time there was a rerun of one of his episodes, I just hated it. So yeah, I was not looking forward to this, but there were three things on why I want to see this movie, and that's because of the trailers. All right, so the first one is that there was a shot of Morbius walking past the poster of Spider-Man, but it's the Tobey Maguire Sam Raimi suit, and someone wrote murderer on top of the poster. So that got my interest. The second thing, Venom is in this universe. They talk about there's this event that happened in San Francisco, and also in one of the later trailers, Morbius was taunting a guy, and he says, "I am Venom." So yeah, Venom is in this universe, so that also got me interested. But the final thing, the main reason why I want to see this movie is because of Michael Keaton. Ever since the trailers, and because we know it's from the producers of Spider-Man Homecoming and Spider-Man Far From Home. So the fact that we see Michael Keaton here, we were speculating if this is the same character from Spider-Man Homecoming. Is this the Vulture? Or is it a variant? Or is he playing somebody else? That also got my interest. So that's the main reason why I wanted to see this movie. I want to see if Michael Keaton is playing the Vulture, and why is he here? That's the main reason why I want to see it. The giant problem with this movie is that it is a forgettable, boring vampire superhero movie. If you want to see better ones, even Dracula Untold is better than this, and that is a very flawed movie. Blade 1 and Blade 2 are fantastic. Blade Trinity is bad, but there are still some funny, entertaining things in it, and Blade does fight Dracula, so at least that movie has that. But yeah, Morbius, as a vampire superhero movie, it's not good. Even the action scenes are not good as well. And it's the same problem I had with the first Venom movie. Because this is a PG-13 movie and they want it to be dark and gritty. So what they do is that they basically shake the camera a lot when it's supposed to be violent. There's not really much blood and not really much carnage either. So all you have is a giant shaky camera particle effect mess. In the Venom movie, during the final fight scene between Venom and Riot, it's just like, it takes place at night, there's not much lighting, and also Venom and Riot look very similar. Sure, Riot is a little lighter, his color is a little lighter than Venom, but still, it takes place at night, so it's still dark anyway, and all you see is a bunch of claws and ooze and some sparks here and there, so, and also tentacles are flying around, everything's twisting and stuff like that. So it's very hard to make out what the hell is happening. All you know is that they're fighting, but you don't really, you can't really tell what's going on until you sometimes go into the slow-mo shots. Same thing here. Every time Morbius has to do like a superhuman act, he gets covered in like dust or mist or something. And it lingers on the screen for a very long time. It's basically the same effect that Nightcrawler had in every time he teleports in the X-Men movies. But the thing is that that effect only lasts for a few seconds. And also that only happens whenever he teleports. So it's fine for that. But here, he does that with every single action because he's super fast. You'll see mist coming off of him. When he flies, you see mist coming off of him. When he jumps, you see mist coming off of him. When he claws at someone, there's mist coming off of him. So that's the thing. Like, is he expelling gas? I understand that in his echolocation mode, like he sees like these mist like streaks and stuff like that, so, and he ends up using that to fly. But the thing is that I understand it if he sees that, but why would normal people see that too? Like, I don't get it. That just it also it at times it looks like it's Vaseline smeared across the screen. Sometimes you see like a smear of purple, a smear of orange when he was wearing the prisoner's outfit, and a smear of blues and purples and grays and blacks and stuff. It just doesn't look good. So when he has to fight against someone who has a who is very similar to him, all you see is just dust all over the place on the screen, and you can't tell what's going on until they go into these slow-mo shots. So that's my giant problem with the action scenes in this. It just doesn't look good. It doesn't look cool. And because it's PG-13, they had to cover it up and also do the shaky cam. It just horrible to look at. So I can't even recommend this for the action scenes. And I don't really recommend this for acting either. The actors are fine, but it's not memorable. The characters are not really, well, most of the characters are not memorable. Even Morbius. Morbius is so boring. He's a very boring character. And he should be interesting because ever since he was a kid, he's always sick. He has to use crutches to walk. He is very skinny. His face is skinny. His body is skinny. Heck, at times he looks skinnier than even Chris Evans' character from Captain America: The First Avenger. So yeah, and he's deathly ill. And he wants to be a doctor for good, but so that's why he creates the serum, but the serum turns him into a vampire, and he has to drink blood in order to control himself, or... Yeah, it should be interesting, but it really isn't. And Jared Leto tried his best, but it wasn't really enough. And the thing is that I don't really fully blame Jared Leto for this. I think if there's any other actor, it would be the same problem. It's mostly just the script problem, honestly. It's not really the actor's fault. And the thing is that the trailers had scenes that were not in the movie at all. And I understand that it's been like this for a while, like trailers for like Rogue One or even the Avenger movies or even Spider-Man Homecoming. They have shots that are only in the trailer, but they're not in the final movie. And I understand some of the reasonings, like sometimes they're misleading because it's just for the marketing. They have to hide certain things, like Captain America: Civil War. Spider-Man is supposed to be alongside Black Panther and Iron Man and War Machine, but they didn't show him because they wanted to keep the surprise. I understand that. And also I understand like sometimes the scenes are just not good enough to be in the final movie, or there are circumstances where the scenes just can't be used because of some certain event, like what happened with Gangster Squad. There was supposed to be a scene where there's a theater shootout, but the problem is that the Warner Brothers had to take it out because I believe it was Warner Brothers. I forgot who it was, but they decided to take it out because of the massacre during the Dark Knight showing. No, the Dark Knight Rises. Some crazy guy was shooting over the place. I think it was the Colorado event. So that's why they had to take out that scene, because it's just too much. Even though there are always there are a bunch of reasons why scenes are not are in the trailers but not in the final movie. But it seemed like there's a lot, though, because it felt like there were a lot more scenes, especially for Jared Harris and also Tyrese Gibson and Michael Keaton. Because the scenes you see in the trailers, like especially the Michael Keaton scenes, a lot of it is not in the movie. And it's shocking. Like, that's the main reason why I want to see this movie in the first place, but it's not in the movie. And what they replaced it with, oh my God, it's garbage. Also, Tyrese Gibson, that's the thing. Because it seemed like they cut a lot of scenes with Jared Harris and Tyrese Gibson, I'm not sure if it's to make the time shorter or something like that. But yeah, the runtime shorter. But yeah, I don't understand why they're in this movie. Like it's just a waste for them, especially Tyrese Gibson. Like it seemed like his character was supposed to go somewhere. Like he's supposed to be an obstacle for Morbius because he's trying to track him and stop him, and reason with him. But yeah, there's a scene, there's a shot in the trailer where he and his partner and a bunch of cops were in the woods, and Tyrese Gibson had something on his arm. That was not in the final movie. And also, his character's on screen for, I guess, 10 to 15 minutes altogether. It's basically like a cameo. And all he does is he's always like 5 steps behind Morbius. So yeah, he's supposed to be an obstacle, but he's a horrible obstacle. So what was the point of having his character? I don't understand. It's not like, oh, he's trying to understand the truth about Morbius at the same time as the audience. Like he is basically the audience point of view. But no, he isn't. So what's the point of having an actor like him for a character like this? It makes no sense. Unless, again, they cut a lot of his scenes. And Jared Harris, he's supposed to be like the mentor for Jared Leto, but he doesn't really talk with him that much. Like all the dialogue scenes with him in the trailers, they're not in the movie. Like he talks with Lucian, played by Matt Smith, a lot more than he talks with Jared Leto. And even though he does talk to the Morbius, but that's only for the introduction scene when he's giving away the award, and also when Morbius was a kid. So he doesn't really talk that much with Jared Leto either. So what was the point of having an actor like Jared Harris in this? So, and I feel bad for the female actress playing Jared Leto's love interest, because she is nothing in the movie as well. Like, anybody could have been this character. And this character is nothing too. So that's the problem with this movie. Like, a lot of the characters you don't really care about. The one person who made this movie at least an enjoyable experience for the most part was Matt Smith. Like, he is the main villain in this movie, and he was so much fun. He was a fun villain. He's not a good villain. But he is a fun villain. And at least this movie does better for him than Terminator Genesis. Like, he was wasted in that movie. So here, I don't want to recommend this movie, but if I do, I only recommend it because of Matt Smith. That's it. Okay, so the post-credit scenes, they are garbage. Seriously, these are the worst post-credit scenes I've ever seen in a movie like this. I mean, wow. Oh my god. And I have to go into spoilers for that. So that's the thing. If you want to see this movie because of you like Morbius, you probably might like it, but I don't recommend it for the action sequences. They're not good. And also, I don't recommend this for even Michael Keaton either. And also, the shot with the Spider-Man poster, that's not in the movie. Apparently, that's only in the marketing, and the director didn't even know that was used for the marketing. He didn't know it was used for the trailers. What the hell? Seriously, then who shot Morbius walking past the poster then? Because it's not like, there's a shot where he's walking past the wall or something like that. No, it's not in the final movie, so I don't understand the point of that. So, again, if I felt like I was lied to. Like, the scenes with Michael Keaton, yeah, a lot of it is a lot of the scenes from the trailer is not in the movie, so that felt like a lie. The Spider-Man poster, that felt like a lie. The only thing that was actually true is that Venom exists in this universe. But the weird thing is that in the trailer, Morbius said, "I am Venom." I'm just kidding. It's your friendly doctor, Michael Morbius, something like that. He does not say that line. He just says, "I am Venom," and that's it. So that was confusing too. Okay, so I have to go into spoilers. So let's talk about the post-credit scenes. Michael Keaton is only in the post-credit scenes. He was not shown at all before that, and I was shocked. And here's the thing. This movie was supposed to come out before Spider-Man No Way Home. Hell, I believe it was supposed to come out before Venom Let There Be Carnage. So, what the hell happened? I don't know if these scenes were added in because of Spider-Man No Way Home, but unless this was the original intent, I don't know if the director wanted to do this. I don't know if I think it's Sony's fault, to be honest, for doing this. I believe that the director didn't even want to do this, but yeah. So the first post-credit scene, the sky, there's a crack in the sky because of the events of Spider-Man No Way Home. I assume this happens at the same time when Green Goblin blew up the box and Doctor Strange couldn't keep the spell together, so the spell exploded, and that's why there are cracks in the sky. I assume that's what happened right there. But here's the thing. So there's a crack in the sky over New York. And then we see the Vulture, Tom Holland's Vulture, the Vulture from Spider-Man Homecoming, played by Michael Keaton, is in a prison cell. And he got teleported there because of the events of Spider-Man No Way Home. Humongous problem right there. Doctor Strange said that everyone who knows that Spider-Man is Peter Parker is coming here. The Vulture knows Tom Holland's Spider-Man is Peter Parker. He knew that already. And he's from Tom Holland's universe. So why the hell would he be teleporting to a different universe? The Venomverse! Why? Why? That means the spell makes no sense! And yeah, I know there's a couple of things about the Venom being in the Spider-Man universe too, because of the post-credit scenes of No Way Home. Because at the time, Tom Hardy's Venom got teleported into Tom Holland's universe, but he's stuck in, I believe, Mexico. So that's why he was drinking at a bar. He's trying to figure out the Avengers and all that stuff. And then, yeah, and then all of a sudden he gets teleported back to his universe. But a piece of the symbiote was left behind, so that's how the symbiotes are introduced. But the difference is that the symbiote, Venom, he actually said that they span throughout the galaxies, throughout different times and dimensions and stuff. So I assume that's why it was able to be left behind. But the thing is that Vulture is human. He's not an alien. Why the hell did he teleport from the Tom Holland universe to the Venomverse? I don't understand. And also, so he gets teleported. There's a news report. They even said that he got teleported into, an empty prison cell. So that's it for the first post-credit scene. Then we get the second one, where we see Morbius driving a car, and he's going, I believe, into the desert. And he gets out of the car. He's waiting for something. Something is coming towards him, and he's using his echolocation to figure out what the hell's going on. And then it turns out the Vulture's there. The Vulture is flying in his suit. So Michael Keaton in his suit is flying towards him. He stops, and already so many questions. Where'd the suit come from? If we remember from Spider-Man Homecoming, the suit was mostly damaged. The wings were mostly damaged because it was about to explode. And it exploded. So, and the Vulture was in prison the entire time. Did this suit magically get teleported too? Like, was it in the prison cell with them? And also, here's the thing. The suit is made out of Chitauri tech. That was, and it was built around the time of the first Avengers movie, the one from 2012. So, that's the thing. Like, again, let's say the suit magically appeared over there, but it was incredibly destroyed. You're telling me that Michael Keaton managed to fix it up? And how long did it take, too? Like, did months pass, weeks pass, days pass, hours pass, ever since he got teleported to the Venomverse? And, yeah, when does that post-credit scene take place? Like, how long after the first post-credit scene? It makes no sense. And the thing is that the suit looks exactly like the one from Spider-Man Homecoming. So, again, like if the Vulture made his suit from scratch, how and where did he do that? Like, is I mean, did he go into a cave with a box of scraps? I mean, how long did that take? Again, because it looks the exact same as the one from Spider-Man Homecoming. It doesn't look like it has any upgrades or anything different or any degrades, honestly. No, it looks the exact same. So, again, continuity, where did the suit come from? Did it come with him? Was it magically fixed? Or he managed to make one himself? There's so many questions about that. And also, he knows how to track down Morbius? And So, why the Vulture want to meet up with Morbius? Because he wants to make a team. He wants to team up with Morbius. And I guess Sony wants to do the Sinister Six again? I guess? But here's the thing. If they're trying to do the Sinister Six, there's no Spider-Man in this universe. There's no Spider-Man. This is not Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man, because if it is, then where the hell's Oscorp? Why is Spider-Man not mentioned at all? And this is not Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man verse, because he fought Venom before, and that was Eddie Brock. Unless you're telling me there are two Venoms, and there are two Eddie Brocks. So that's the problem. Like, there's no Spider-Man in this universe. What's the point of having the Sinister Six? Or are you telling me that the next movie is just going to be a Vulture and a Morbius team-up? That's it. And also, why would the Vulture want to team up with Morbius? Unless he thinks that Morbius could create like a teleporter so he could go back to his family or something like that. Because, yeah, that's the thing too. Because honestly, why the hell do you want to team up unless you think, again, I don't understand the motivations of this Vulture. Because from what we know of the Vulture from Spider-Man Homecoming, it's that he's a family man. He loves his family. He loves his wife. He loves his daughter. He's in prison because of Spider-Man. He's in prison because of Peter Parker. So, yeah, what's his motivation now? Like, is he trying to go back? Or he decides that he's stuck here, so he has to be a villain? Or he has to be a hero? Again, it doesn't make sense. Right now, it honestly feels like the Universal Pictures, the Monster Picture, Dark Picture, the Dark Revelations, Dark Monsters. I forgot what it's called. The one that failed, you know, the one where they tried to do it twice. The first time with Dracula Untold, and then they decided to reboot it, and they tried to do it with Tom Cruise's The Mummy. I think it's called the Dark Pictures Anthology or something like that. The Dark Universe. Again, I totally forgot what it was, but it seemed like that's what Sony is trying to do here, and it's really not working. I mean, I understand that some people were angry at the way the Justice League was handled. Like, you know, in Batman v Superman, they had like video files of the Flash and Cyborg and Aquaman, and some people did not like that. I do understand their complaints about that, or how the Justice League finally were introduced in the Joss Whedon Justice League movie. Like, everything's rushed. That's what it feels like here. Like, what is the point of this? If the post-credit scenes are not in the movie, again, I would say that this is just a forgettable vampire superhero movie. That's it. But no, the post-credit scenes were confusing and they made me angry. Like, the main reason why I want to see this movie is because of Michael Keaton, but you decide to shove him only for the post-credit scenes, and they do not make sense, and they're not even cool. It just raises so many questions, and it's not doing well in the box office, so are they going to try to continue with this, or they're just going to scrap it like they always do? Oh, God, what's the point? You know, what is the freaking point? And also, the ending was confusing as well, because Morbius defeated Matt Smith. He killed him. And I guess he wants to remain a vampire, and I guess he can control himself, because that's the thing. He keeps saying, like, he's worried that he's going to become like a monster and consume blood all the time. The artificial blood is not working anymore, so he craves human blood, and, you know, He doesn't want to do that, but I guess he wants to keep doing that. It's weird. It makes no sense either. I mean, is he able to control himself? Because he said that he wanted to kill himself after killing his friend Lucian, but I guess he's okay with still being a monster and still craving blood, or can he control himself like the Incredible Hulk? Like at the end of Incredible Hulk with Edward Norton, he's able to control himself. Again, so many questions about that. I guess he still wants to be a superhero. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, it shows that his love interest is alive because she has the red vampire eyes, and it doesn't. They don't fully explain how she's a vampire now. There's a scene where there's a shot where she's licking the blood off of Morbius, and then he drinks her blood. So I guess that's why she became a vampire. But the thing is that Morbius drank the blood of, a bunch of dead mercenaries. They didn't become vampires unless they will. And also the nurse, yes, Morbius didn't kill the nurse, but it was Lucian. She doesn't become a vampire. She's just dead. And there are dead people in the parking lot too, so they don't become vampires. So what makes her very special? Is it because that she drank Morbius's blood before he drains her blood? And that's why she's a vampire? They don't show her or talk about the serum anymore. Lucian took the serum, the vampire serum, but the thing is that there was a shot where there were 2 vials of the serum, but they never showed another shot of it again. So it's not like there's a shot of one serum is missing or both of them is missing. So did she take a serum as well? So again, it's not explained on how she's able to become a vampire. Is it because she licked the blood? I don't know. It makes no sense. So the ending was confusing too. And also the ending felt very rushed because right after the fight, he flies away and that's it. And then we get the post-credit scenes. Oh man, so here's the thing. One of the biggest gripes I have with this movie is Morbius constantly calling Lucian Milo. They do explain why he keeps calling him Milo, but I feel like it's cruel because it's not his name. It's not even a good nickname. So as a kid, he called Lucian Milo because Lucian is his bed was used to belong to 2 kids named Milo. So that's why Morbius called him Milo when he was a kid. But even as adults, he still calls him Milo. Jared Harris calls him Milo. And I guess Lucian is okay with that. But I don't like that. Honestly, that felt like bullying to me. You keep calling him the wrong name. But it's supposed to be a compliment. I don't like it. I don't like that. If it's supposed to be a pen name, I don't like it. I guess that's... At first, I thought that's why Lucian was also angry at Morbius at one point. He was like, that's not my name, it's Lucian! So, nope, I guess he's okay with being called Milo. I just didn't like that. Anyway, so, it felt, it kind of reminded me of The Amazing Spider-Man, because, Amazing Spider-Man 2, with the friendship between Peter and Harry from Amazing Spider-Man 2. Same thing with Morbius and Lucian in this. So Morbius and Lucian, they're dying. Well, they didn't say if they're rapidly dying, but they are. They do have a disease and they are sick. And they have to use crutches and canes to walk. And they're very weak. They're very skinny. So Morbius is trying to make a serum. He's trying to make a cure. So he heard that if you take strands of the vampire bat DNA and put it in humans, and it could make them feel better, make them feel stronger, and stuff like that. And he so the thing is that Morbius used the serum on himself, and he becomes a vampire. And later on, Lucian manages to find Morbius, and he was helping him. And Morbius said that, I'm sorry, but the serum, you can't take it. And Lucian's like, no, I really need it. I really do. Listen, I could try to control it and stuff like that. So Morbius said, no, you can't. You can't take this. It'll turn you into a monster. So he rejects him, and then later on, Lucian takes the serum and he becomes a vampire. That reminds me so much of Amazing Spider-Man 2, where Harry is dying from the Green Goblin disease, the same disease that Norman Osborn has, but apparently he's dying much quicker than Norman does. Norman did. So that's why he was doing research, and he realized that the spiders that the Oscorp was working on, that he needs the spider blood, but he believes that Spider-Man blood could help him. But Spider-Man said, no, I can't let you take my blood. I believe that something bad could happen. But Harry was very desperate. He's like, listen, if it doesn't work, then I'll die. That's fine. I gotta test it. I gotta try, man. And that's the thing. They're best friends, but Peter really did not want Harry to take his blood. He knows Harry is dying, but he's not willing to help Harry. So that's why people really hated Andrew Garfield's Peter Parker in that movie. That he's such an asshole that he doesn't want to help his friend. And even his Harry was willing to accept the consequences. Like, if he dies or something bad happens, at least he understands that, but he's got to try. Same thing here. Lucian knows that the serum could have bad effects, but he's really feeling sick and he really wants to be cured. So he wants to take the serum and he wants to control it, but Lucian rejects him. So it's the exact same thing here. I can't believe that the same thing that happened in Amazing Spider-Man 2 happened here as well. Oh boy. And the movie is not really that funny. I mean, it has some funny humor. That's mostly because of Matt Smith. Matt Smith is chewing the scenery. I mean, once he becomes the vampire, he's so much fun. And I love the part where he's like, woo! Oh, yeah, baby! So he was dancing and he's so jittery and he's happy because he feels alive for the first time in his life. He doesn't feel weak anymore. And I can understand that feeling. And honestly, I kind of wish that the movie has him as the protagonist because I care more about him than I did Morbius. And unfortunately the action sequences aren't good, and even the final fight, it was just like a mess of dust and mist. And Morbius has the ability to summon bats. Like he used his echolocation ability. He screamed, and the bats managed to come to his location. And he uses the bats to take down Lucian, just like in Dracula Untold, where Dracula summoned an army of bats to take down Dominic Cooper's army. So yeah. There's that. I guess it's kind of cool, but at the same time, I don't know, it kind of seems OP. Like, it's such a Batman move as well. Anyway, so, and here's the thing too, because Lucian doesn't really want to kill Morbius, but during the final fight, he finds like a pole and he wants to, I guess, impale Morbius. So that's the thing too. It doesn't seem like he wants to kill him. He wants Morbius to be evil, just like Lucian, and also take over the world and stuff like that, you know? Feel alive, but I guess he wants to kill Morbius? I don't know. That was weird. And also, he thought impaling Morbius would work. Anyway. Also, the other thing too is that there's this weird effect where Lucian can be as fast as Morbius. But for some reason, like, Morbius is able to really slow down time or something. Because there's a scene in the subway where Lucian was running towards Morbius very slowly. And Morbius is looking over his surroundings. He's moving his hand like normally. Not in slow motion, like normally. while Lucian is running towards him very slowly. So I guess I don't know. Does Morbius is Morbius like the Flash? Like he can use the Speed Force and stuff, but he's fast, but he's not lightning fast. You know, so that's why it's very confusing at times. Like he's able to do these things while Lucian is in slow motion. So I don't know. That was weird to me. It's not consistent. And also the introduction where they go to Cerro de la Muerte. I don't know if that is Land of the Dead or Mountain of the Dead or something like that, but it's in the introduction scene, and Morbius is there by helicopter, and he and his men set up like this weird doorway gate thing. Again, they don't explain what it does. They don't explain what it is. So they just, and I never seen this kind of machine before. So it's weird. It's like this doorway, and they have like lines or lasers or tubes or I don't know, or strings. I don't know what they are. But Morbius then cuts his hand so the vampire bats could come out of the cave and suck his blood, I guess. At the time, from the trailers, I thought that's how he becomes a vampire, but no, that's not how he becomes a vampire at all. And later on, it turns out that they captured a whole bunch of the vampire bats and they set it up in this glass tube that's in his lab. So what is that? Is that supposed to be a net? Like, is that doorway gate thing a net? Is it a trap for vampire bats? Again, they don't show exactly what happened. They just show the bats coming towards his hand, and then that's it. It cuts to black. And then they showed the flashback of him being a kid, meeting up with Lucian as a kid. And then later on, he gets the award in front of the king or queen or something like that. I totally forgot. And Jared Harris was one of the presenters. And then they show Morbius helping a little girl in a hospital bed. And in the next room, I guess, he has his experiments with the vampire bats and stuff. Again, the layout of this makes no freaking sense, of this hospital or laboratory or clinic. I don't even know. Because he was just helping this girl, and his love interest was telling him about he's in trouble. And then they go into his room, his research with the vampire bats, and he dissected and stuff. And there's like a glass tube with the vampire bats. But the thing is that he used the serum and he put it on a mouse, and the mouse died. Which everyone assumes. And then he realized that the girl is having some problems, so he goes to her. But then it turns out that the mouse is in full view of the doorway. So the love interest is like, oh my god, the serum worked? Yeah, again, the layout of this place makes no sense. The girl's hospital room is right next to the laboratory with the vampire bats? Or it makes no sense. And later on, Morbius, he's all fine and stuff like that, and he's with the little girl. I believe she's still in the same room. I don't believe she got transferred or anything. But he gets out, and he's in the hallway, and everyone is there. So yeah, that's the thing. Like, the layout of this place makes no sense. And also, I guess they have horrible lighting too, because there's a scene where one of the nurses, she's walking down the hallway, and I guess it's the lighting is only motion censored. But here's the problem with that: if this is supposed to be a hospital, that is terrifying as hell. That the each light is motion censored. So if no one's there or nothing is setting it off, it's just pitch black. So what's the point of that? I don't know. And also, does Jared Leto is Morbius like the owner of Horizon, or is he just a worker, or what? That wasn't really explained. If that was explained in the comics, then yeah, it was not explained in the movie. So yeah, the layout of this place makes no sense. The lighting thing, that's stupid. And there were scenes that were cut from the trailers. What else? The music. The music is not really memorable, but there were a couple times where I swore I heard the Hans Zimmer Batman theme. Seriously, there were a couple times where I swore I heard the theme, the Christopher Nolan Batman theme, and I don't know if that's supposed to be as a joke or a tribute or something. I don't know. It was just weird. That was really weird. And what else? I believe that's all I want to talk about for Morbius because, again, it's such a forgettable vampire superhero movie. It's just boring. The action scenes are not good, and even the characters are not memorable besides Matt Smith as a Lucian. The post-credit scenes are garbage. Michael Keaton was wasted. Tyrese Gibson was wasted. Jared Harris was wasted. So yeah, I don't recommend this movie, but the thing is that even though it's boring, only the post-credit scenes pissed me off. The rest of the movie is what I expected for a character I don't really care about. And that's the thing. Dracula Untold is a better movie than this. Obviously, Blade 1 and Blade 2 are better than this. Van Helsing was more entertaining than this. I enjoyed Captain Marvel and Black Widow more than this. Heck, I recommend Vin Diesel's latest superhero comic book movie. I believe it's called Bloodshot. I recommend it more than this. Heck, at least the action sequences in that movie are a lot better than this. So, yeah, that's the problem. This movie was a failed experiment, and I feel bad for the director because he directed some good movies. I really liked Life. Life was entertaining. I really liked it. I wanted it. I honestly want a follow up to that one. So and the thing is that it's not like he directed. Again, I don't really believe a lot of this is his fault. I believe it's really Sony's. Like, Sony was the one making all this shit up. Sony is the reason why they wanted to make a Morbius movie. But that's the thing. Out of all characters in the Spider-Man universe, you want to make a movie about Morbius? Madam Web sounds better. Craven sounds better. Black Cat, you know? Morbius? No one cares. At least I don't believe now. At least I don't believe a lot of people care. I believe, you know what? I do believe there are some fans of Morbius for the comics, but again, I think they might be disappointed in this. So yeah, I don't recommend it. It's not a good movie. It's not even a good Batman movie. Oh boy. So yeah, if you want a good Batman movie, go see The Batman because that is a great movie. So yeah, for this movie that apparently I guess is part of the MCU now, it just sucks. But I'll say this, it's not as bad as Fantastic Four, the one directed by Josh Trank. So there's that. Okay, so yep, that's my thoughts on Morbius. Write down in the comments below if you like the movie, if you hate the movie, let me know. Guys, if you like this video, please press the like button, and if you like my videos, please hit the subscribe button to follow up on more videos. And yep, that's it. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time. Later.